What is up guys, Alex here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a look at what is on my iPhone 7 in 2017. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and kick this right off. Now I am using an iPhone 7. This is the matte black version. I got this guy a couple months after it came out, roughly. Have really enjoyed using it so far. I have the 128GB model, and here's some of the things I'm rocking on my phone. So starting off on the front page here, we have in the top left hand corner a calendar. I use the stock calendar app, really like it. It has all of the important information and dates on it. I have my FaceTime camera. I actually do FaceTime people quite a bit. And I have an extras folder here. Now these are kind of like all of the files that I didn't want to delete, but I felt like maybe I wasn't going to use them a lot. Now in the second row, you can see I have just a bunch of stock Apple apps like the weather, calculator, notes, and reminders. Then we have maps, App Store, podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and then have my settings, and then I have my YouTube folder here. In there, I have just my YouTube app and then my YouTube Studio app. This is great for any of you out there who have a YouTube channel and you want to keep track of how your videos are doing and keeping engaged with comments and all that good stuff. And as you guys know, I always try to stay on top of all of my comments. So I use that to mainly do that. I use Gmail, Wunderlist. If you guys have never heard of Wunderlist, it's a really great way of keeping track of lists across a multitude of platforms, whether it's Android, iOS, whatever it is, Mac. It can keep track of all the lists. You can share it. So my wife and I will have like a Walmart list of things that we need to go pick up at the store. Love it for that. Then I have Facebook, then Twitter. If you guys have never checked out my Twitter before, you should go check it out at @acdebaka. I try to post cool things like this picture of my dog. Then I have Instagram. Again, you guys should go check me out on Instagram. Same thing, at @acdebaka, and lots of cool stuff over there. And Snapchat, if you guys have never checked out Snap before, you can add me right here at @acdebaka. Again, I don't post on there super often, but if I get enough of you guys who are interested in communicating in that, I might just try it out. Then Messenger, because a lot of people use Messenger. Spotify is actually my music choice. I have Spotify Premium. I use it for a lot of different things. As some of you guys know, music is a big part of my life and my career, so I need to have a lot of ad-free playlists on the go, ready to go. And next to that, I have my photo and video. In here, I have my basic Photos app. I have my Google Photos app. Now, quick tip, if you guys have never used Google Photos on iPhone, it's a really good idea. You can open this up and then go over and free up as much space as you want by clicking on the free up space there, and it'll delete any of the pictures or videos that you have already uploaded and saved to the cloud. They have unlimited high quality photo, not unlimited original quality, but unlimited high quality photos. So for most of your smartphone's pictures, it's gonna be great for that, and it's a good way to save some space. I also have Vasco, Prisma. Prisma is like a super popular editing program. Everyone likes using it for the different kinds of things that they have in there. But in Prisma, you can take an app like a picture like this one I have of my dog, and then just like it'll upload it and then create a little mix down of it. And then you have this really crazy, cool, like artistic looking thing there. So anyway, if you've never checked out Prisma, that's a really cool app. I also have lens distortions. Now this is a really cool way, again, of getting into your applications and adding some different effects like lighting from the sides. So that's a really cool app. Widowgram, basically it lets you take and add the white portions to the left and right of your pictures if you want it to fit in a 1x1x1 square for Instagram. Snapspeed is probably one of my favorite editing applications that I have, hands down. I use this thing all the time. You can adjust just about everything and anything in here. It not only has the ability to tune your JPEGs, but it can also import pictures from like your DSLR, like a RAW file, and edit the RAW file from your phone. So that's a really cool thing to be able to do. Really like that one. Lightroom, I use Lightroom for editing my pictures for the photography business that my wife and I started, so really like that, and Creative Cloud as well. So that's it for the photo and video, and then next to that I have productivity. In here, just Docs, Google Keep, Pages, Hangouts, Drive, iTunes U, which I probably will never use, and then Keynote if I'm ever doing a presentation. Want to make sure and have the Keynote because you can use that as a remote to slide through your presentations. Really like that one. Then I have the Bible app. As many of you guys know, I am a Christian, so I like to have my Bible on my phone. It's a good way to read it whenever I'm on the go. And then just your basic things on the bottom like phone, messages, camera, and Safari. I know that I really like Chrome, but for whatever reason, I use Safari on my iPhone. works just fine. I haven't had any issues with it. The next page I have Yelp. Really enjoy that, especially when I'm out of town, which I am a lot. So it helps me find some good places to eat. Fandango, you guys know what that is already. SoundCloud, ESPN. Gotta keep track of my Sounders and my Boise State Broncos. For those of you guys who don't know, those are probably my two favorite sports teams. And then we have Netflix because, you know, it's kind of just the best. Pinterest, I use this for different photography ideas. As my wife and I have started our photography business, we're looking for ways of getting creative, and there's a ton of really awesome creators and designers out there on Pinterest, so it's a really cool way to get some ideas, not necessarily to copy, but just to get some really cool artistic influence just by checking out what other people are doing. So we use it for that. Starbucks app, because I have lots of Starbucks. Amazon and eBay are the two big things I use for any kind of buying. I actually got the Canon 5D Mark III and my most recent pickup, the PlayStation Vita, off of eBay, and I have loved using eBay to get used items. I've had great success with it so far. Next to that, we have the Panasonic imaging app. Now this basically lets me control my Panasonic G7's video wirelessly from my phone. It is way cool what you can do with it. It's also how I can download images off of that as well. Have the Kindle app, use that thing to read books. Then I have the Metronome app. As I've said in the past and even in this video, I'm a musician, and this is something I really use to help me when I'm doing any practice of any kind, to make sure that my timing is really tight and that I can nail down scales, keys, songs, and everything in between. Not so much keys, I guess, but just nail down my practice time. So really like that Metronome app. I also have Decibel Tent. I run sound for lots of different events, and this is a really just basic app that allows me to keep track of the decibel of what I am using and the sound that I am giving different people. So right now, just talking, it says that I'm speaking at like an 82 decibel range, so sorry if I'm too loud. Then we have my GoPro folder. This is where I keep all the apps I use for my GoPro. Parcel Track is incredible. If you guys order a lot of things, or if you're really interested in just keeping up-to-date information on any of your like incoming packages, I highly suggest checking out Parcel Track, as basically it's the greatest way to keep track of any shipment you have coming in. Next to that, we have Games folder. In here is like a list of games that I will always like to have on my phone. I don't necessarily play these guys all the time, but I really like having these, because if I'm ever in a bind, these are the ones that I usually go back to. Some Rayman, some hashtag Sorcery, which I believe is Sword and Sorcery. Ticket to Ride, huge fan of the game. Risk, Shining Force, which is a really old like Sega game, but I just remember playing it with some friends back in Idaho, so I like that a lot. So Ridiculous Fishing, if you've never heard of it before, it's kind of an older app, but basically what you try to do is go through without hitting any of the fish, and then go as deep as you can. Now I'm gonna just hit it just for the sake of the video, but once you hit a fish, you stop going, and then you try to catch as many fish as you can on the way up, and then once you reach the surface, you try to shoot them all to get money. It's really weird, but I obviously really enjoy it as well. As it's just a ton of fun. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out on the App Store. It's an awesome game. I also have Osmos, a beautiful game, Plants vs. Zombies, and Monopoly. Those are like my clutch go-to games. Underneath that, we have Hearthstone. I haven't played it in quite a while, but I'm a sucker for card games, as you can probably see, and Fit in the Hole. If you guys have never heard of Fit in the Hole, it's a ton of fun. Basically, in this game, what you try to do is you have just 4 blocks, and you have to, or 5 blocks technically, and you control the yellow block. Now, in this game, tapping on the different sides let you try to fit into the different spots so that you go through the hole based on what is in front of you. Now, as you can see, I'm not a pro by any means. Oh, nope, bummer. But that's the basic game. It's hard to record and try to play a game, but it's a ton of fun if you haven't checked that one out. The next game is Fire Emblem Heroes. I haven't admittedly tried that one out, so I can't say how good it is, but I'm really interested to see what Nintendo is going to do with their mobile gaming section, so downloaded that. Huge Fire Emblem fan, so curious to see how good that is. The next one is Doomsday Clicker. I am a sucker for these like tapping games. I don't know why, but basically this game is just like every other tapping game. You try to tap on these different things, and you can prestige, which means that your value on each tap and all this stuff, and you have all these different rooms. Yada yada yada, I play way too much of that game, so it has to make a debut. Then we have Duel Links and Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Generation. When I was growing up in high school, I was a huge sucker for Yu-Gi-Oh! And they had these games on the market, so I had to download them. Haven't put in a ton of time on them yet, but I've heard some really cool stuff about them if you're any kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan or you like that stuff. But anyway guys, that is it. I just have those 2 pages. I like to keep my phone super clean. I don't want there to be a ton of different pages I have to swipe through to get to anything, but that just about wraps up my phone. Anyway guys, that wraps up this video. Hopefully you enjoyed a look at what I'm using on my iPhone in 2017. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. If you liked the video, feel free to like it. If you loved it, feel free to share it with your friends or to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. You can follow me on social media at ACDEBACA on both Twitter, Instagram, and also on Snapchat if you want to do that. I love communicating with you guys, so make sure you hit me up on any of those forms of social media, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have or just talk with you guys. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!